all but we call Earth in whatever city you may live in. Welcome to the 170th edition of the VWU Sports Podcast. I am, of course, the owner and founder of the bar, Mr. Jacob B. You can call me Jake the Snake, JB. Doesn't matter what you call me. Just don't call me late for dinner. I am being joined, as always, by my co-host and bar keys, first and foremost, the man himself, Mr. Brandon C.
Yeah, don't mind me. I'm just cleaning up my glasses thoroughly.
Understandable. And we're also being joined by the HNIC himself, Mr. C. Carter.
Uh-huh.
We're also being joined by the Savage Man himself, Mr. Jamal Bedlam. And if you're a little curious about who we're missing, I think our bouncer man himself, Mr. Zach George, is stuck on traffic or dealing with family issues or something.
Mm-hmm.
But nonetheless, we got ourselves a packed edition of tonight because in the wrestling world it is Mania week, but in the sports world it is the 15th of April 2025. We're gonna waste no time at all. We're gonna get right to the action.
Hold on, wait a minute. Ooh.
Oh, whoa.
What happened there? What's the emergency?
Uh-oh. I think our executive producer's got family issues, so he might join us. He might not join us, but we'll have to see what happens.
Yeah. We totally understand, Jose. Hey.
Yeah. Keep us informed when you can.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, we got a packed edition tonight. So let's not waste any time. Let's get underway, gentlemen.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's open up the can of worms.
Yep. Ladies and gentlemen,
Hello.
the regular season of the NBA is now done and dusted. We are now entered the playoff train, and we're kicking it off in the playoff cabin.
Well, before we do anything else, hold on, Jacob. Before we do anything else, we do have a firing to report, or a couple of firings. And we also have a couple of playoff clinches and Ubers to hand out.
And we also have a dumbass that needs to be addressed.
Yes. So, first and foremost, Phoenix.
This is yours.
Nice. Yep. It's been nice. It's been fun. Have fun in Cancun.
Yeah. Thanks for nothing. Thanks for nothing, you dumbasses.
Hey, Phoenix. You Uber outside? Ladies and gentlemen, the most expensive disaster since OceanGate. If you ever feel dumb, just remember somebody thought the Bradley Beal trade made the Suns a finals team. And back into the chasm of irrelevance you go.
Oof.
I haven't seen the Suns look this down bad since they had Steve Nash and Shaq on their team, and they didn't do anything.
I haven't seen
highest scoring team.
Yeah. Or when they had Sir Charles Barkley on their team, you forget that.
Well, actually, Charles Barkley was a good player. He did take Phoenix to the NBA Finals. Yes,
Too bad Michael
Jordan.
Too bad Michael Jordan beat him like a dog. That's crazy.
Yeah.
But this is a disaster. They fired their head coach, Mike Budenholzer, yesterday, and I said to myself, time and time again, it's not the coach's fault. How in Sans Hill do you expect him to put a team together, especially with Kevin Durant? I mean,
well, you can look. Here's the thing: we've always said this. Look, you can't get rid of the players. You got to have a scapegoat, and unfortunately, it's going to have to fall on the man on the staff.
Mm-hmm. I mean, all I gotta say is
Kevin Durant, who's going to not be on this team after this season, if everything is to be confirmed, which that's kind of a problem. KD is going to be a man without an actual home. His only home he won 2 rings with, but people will scrutinize and question those rings because it's Golden State.
Yeah.
So, what is his legacy looking like?
The fourth option.
Horrible.
Yeah, well, he's a great Robin, but
he's no Batman.
Yeah. But
I would say he's a great Batgirl.
Oh,
damn.
Why don't you? Why don't you just go ahead and do a vasectomy on them while you're at it?
Cut his
Well,
nuts
hold on.
off.
Christ.
That's a bit of an insult to Barbara Gordon. So let me be kind.
Yeah, that's
We don't want Commissioner Gordon to come after us.
yeah, and that's what
No,
I'm
if
going
you
to
watch Lamplight, you would understand
Right,
that
just listen to it.
firsthand.
Now, while we're on the subject, and by the way, this is what they said about the fire on ESPN. It says, after missing the NBA playoffs and play-in tournament with the largest payroll in league history, wow, the Phoenix Suns have fired head coach Mike Budenholzer. The team announced Monday. Competing at the highest level remains our goal, and we failed to meet expectations this season.
See,
Our fans deserve better. Change is needed. I got a question. Can change involve selling the team to someone who actually gives a damn?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, please. So give it to somebody who actually cares.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just wondering. That's all because there's lack of consistency with this team. You can't fire a head coach and then turn around, and when that head coach fails, you fire him too.
You're basically turning the Suns into the Phoenix roundabout.
Yeah,
And I ain't talking about yes either.
Now, also, like we said, we do have a couple of clinches. We just got through playing the Uber. So, first and foremost, the LA Lakers. Come
Are
on
back in the
in.
playoffs.
Yeah, come on in. Have a seat. Welcome to the playoffs.
Look, I'm gonna be real with y'all. It gives me no pleasure to be in this room because I know we finna lose in the first round. Like, I feel nothing. You know what though? At least you're honest. It's time for the Lake Show, baby! And y'all think I'm annoying? Get a load of this guy right here. Well, OKC, once you get a ring on your finger, you get to be a little arrogant. Yeah, okay, 3 seed. Hey, Houston. Let me ask you a question real quick. Who exactly is going to stop Bron and Luka in the playoffs? It don't matter because when somebody does find a way to stop them, you just going to cry about the refs. First of all, the team that employs a foul merchant should not be talking about refs. Second of all, there is a very clear bias against LeBron, and we both know it. And the reason behind this bias will be forever unknown to mankind. Hey, don't matter if you OKC, KC, or Jay-Z, Lakers and folk.
Okay, Shannon Sharp Jr.
seriously, what the hell was that?
Well, here's the problem with the Lakers. They are a glass cannon.
Literally.
They're really solid on the offense, but defensively they leave a lot to be desired. And it just depends on the right team exploiting said weakness.
Is Minnesota that team?
Yes, because they beat the Nuggets, something the Lakers have not done in the playoffs.
That is true.
So yes, I think they can be that Achilles heel.
Well, Jose has a point.
Damn.
Yeah, Jose has a point. I wouldn't necessarily go as far as saying that like the Cowboys, but he has a point. Now, Denver, come on in.
Yeah, speaking of the Nuggets.
Yeah, come on in, have a seat. Welcome to the playoffs.
Come join us. Come join us.
Look, I don't care if it's the West, the East, the North, the South, the Wicked Witch of the West. Lakers in 5. Again, he's been doing this all year. Okay, that was stressful, but here we are. Denver, I'm going to be completely honest. I did not know whether or not y'all were going to make it before the regular season ended. Me neither, because some days we're good enough to beat teams like Cleveland over there, but then other days we just up and lose to the Wizards. Like, who are we? I'll tell you who you are, Denver. You're the team with the MVP runner-up. I beg your finest pardon, and here we go. Well, I mean, it's just SGA's leading the team that won 68 games this year, best record in the league. I mean, you don't just look over that. All right, OKC, first of all, wins are not a player stat. Second, is SGA averaging a triple-double? Because Jokic is averaging a triple-double. And all that just to not make it out the first round. Until Shea get a ring, I don't want to hear a word from you.
A lot of valid points there.
Yeah.
Of a team struggling to beat weaker teams finds himself in the playoffs in the Nuggets.
That's kind of odd, isn't it?
Not entirely, considering how many other teams in the playoffs have also struggled to beat bad teams. There's quite a few of them.
Fair.
True.
Now, come on in, Team Diva. Come on in and have a seat.
Oh, Lord. Diva, sound the prima donna alarm.
Well,
I mean, it's just how many other players in this league are averaging a triple-double? Jokic, and is it anybody else? I'm just wondering. 68 wins. Oh, this is the year. I got a feeling. I can feel it in my bones. This is the year. Well, if it ain't my little brother. Well, if it ain't Mickey Mouse himself. He kind of do got a point, LA. And I got another point. We the hottest team in the league right now, so I'm thinking we might could win the final. Now, hold on a second. Y'all would have to go against us in the second round. Well, assuming you get there. And what, pray tell, is that supposed to mean? It means y'all such consistent chokers that when y'all do it, it's not even called choking. It's just called clippering. Well, Denver, when we beat you in the first round, what's that going to be called? One ring on our finger and none on yours. Well, I guess it's time to change that then, isn't it?
I am not too confident with the Clippers.
Same.
Neither of us are. I don't know.
A team with Kawhi Leonard, James Harden, and Ben Simmons. Something about that does not inspire confidence.
Yeah, that doesn't add up.
Wrong. I could be wrong.
Yeah, fair enough. We'll have to see what happens.
Absolutely. And last but certainly not least, Minnesota. Come on in.
Let out the T-Wolves.
Hey, did somebody put a doggy door on this for this?
Not really.
Yeah, come on in, Minnesota. Have a seat.
Well, I mean, all I'm saying is we're playing our best ball now. We've won 8 in a row. This team just feels different. The only thing that's different about y'all is you got a new arena. Whew, thank you, Lord. We ain't got to go through the play-in this year. No. Hold on. Minnesota made it in? Say psych right now. Honestly, OKC, I feel the same way. We had the 7 seed for like 2 months straight. All cards on the table. I was expecting y'all to get hit with karma for trading Cat. Thanks, by the way. I was fully ready for that too, Houston. I was bracing myself ever since October, just waiting for the other shoe to drop. Well, you know, you're playing against us in the first round, so that shoe's gonna go ahead and drop hard. It would bring me so much joy to be the team to end LA's season, but I'm not gonna get my hopes up. Why not, man? Look, you have to dream big. Bro, please, it would be hilarious. You know what? We made it this far. We might as well try.
Okay, first and foremost, I did not know that Evan was a fan of Duran. Yeah, I did not know he was a fan of Duran. I really did love that song.
You learn something new every day. But that's not all we got. Anyways.
Yeah. So now that we pretty much got all the playoff clinches taken care of, let's check and see what's going on in that NBA contenders meeting.
Contenders Club got smaller. No, seriously though, there's only 4 of us. I mean, I'm not complaining because this is all the easier for me.
Yeah, easier to realize you'll be the first one bounced.
Aw. Who's gonna tell him?
Wait, okay, I can understand the argument for you being here. Thank you. But how is the 2 seed in the West not here, but you are?
Oh yeah, wait. Where is Houston?
Probably either in homeroom or gym.
Hilarious coming from you. Alright, take it easy on OKC.
Thank you.
They're a grade above Houston, so it makes sense why they're picking on them.
Okay, but seriously, where is Houston?
I think they're too busy focusing on other things.
Like?
The Warriors living rent-free in their heads. So then, is this what everyone is hoping for the conference finals to be?
Don't know if it's what everyone was hoping for, but it's definitely what the league was hoping for.
You think that the league is pulling for us? Us as in this group, or us as in you?
Don't answer.
We all know who the league is pulling for here.
We do?
We do.
Okay, see, even as the 1 seeds, we're still somehow the underdogs.
Paktakan Harvard, I swear to God, I thought dogs could breathe underwater. See, I do actually practice. I am trying to actually do right by these dialects.
I love you. Hey, you made it in. How you feeling, buddy?
What he's wearing, though?
Hey, I love the War Dog shirt, my man.
I stand corrected.
How you feeling, buddy?
Well, Dempsey, for one, and two was that I'm just hoping he doesn't be as stubborn as well, he is baby, so you gotta expect it.
How's your dad though? Is he all right?
I think it's.
First of all, we can barely hear you. But hold on, Jose. First and foremost,
Can you hear me now, people?
yeah, that's a little bit better.
Okay, let me take the mic off my stand.
Yeah. Yeah. The room you're in is echoing is making your mic echo like crazy.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Get that off there.
Yeah, I think.
Oh.
Okay.
Technical difficulties, people.
Yeah. He'll get it.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
Now, while we getting this straight now, I gotta say about the playoffs coming up. Minnesota probably might give the Lakers fits. That's what I'm thinking. What we're gonna see in the first round. I think that Minnesota's gonna give the Lakers fits. I ain't gonna say. Well, I ain't gonna say the Timberwolves gonna beat the Lakers in the series, but I can see them taking a game or two.
We'll have to see. But that's
Now, would someone mind flashing? Would someone mind flashing the comments of one Nico Harrison before I proceed to go on a tangent again?
Nico Harrison. Well, how can I put this?
Open his mouth.
Yes. He said that he has no regrets about the Luka Doncic trade. Yep.
Yeah.
He said that. Yeah, that's what he said. He said there's no regrets on the trade. Wow. Says Harrison, whose only other media availability since the trade was a brief pregame session the following day in Cleveland. Part of my job is to do the best thing for the Mavericks, not only today, but also in the future. And some of the decisions I'm going to make are going to be unpopular. That's my job, and I have to stand by it. Wow. Okay, then. He said,
Give me.
Give it to him. Give it to him.
Let him talk. Let him talk. Let him talk.
No, there's more.
He also said, yeah. He also said, well, the beauty of Dallas is it is a passionate fan base. For us to reach our goals, we need a fan base. And to be honest with you, every trade I've made since I've been here has not been regarded as a good trade. And so sometimes it takes time. When I traded for Kyrie, it was met with a lot of skepticism. And it was graded as a terrible trade. And you didn't see it right away. But eventually, everyone agreed that it was a great trade. Well, okay, then. When I traded for Gafford and Washington again, it was like, oh, he gave up way too much. These guys aren't going to help us. Now that trade, you saw the evidence a lot sooner. So I think a lot of times trade takes a bit of time. But our philosophy, like I said, going forward is defense wins championships. And we're built on defense. And this trade cements us for that. Oh boy. Okay then.
Now, give me that microphone.
Let's unleash the bedlam.
So, defense wins championships, huh? Okay. A question then. How is Antonio Davis doing right now? Is he healthy?
I think you meant Anthony Davis.
Whatever.
Yeah, we understand.
Is he healthy? Is he healthy right now?
No. I think that's your answer. No.
I'll let you know in a minute, but continue.
Because that's the problem. Your defense with this Mavericks team fringes upon Anthony Davis being healthy, which at points he has not been. You're expecting Anthony Davis to make up for a lot of things that this Dallas team has. Y'all made the finals well, quote unquote last year at this point.
2 years ago.
But you get the point. You get the point. You made the finals before, and you want to get rid of Luka, who is younger than Anthony Davis, and you could build a team around Luka, but because you have this idea that defense wins championships all of a sudden, you don't want to do that. You don't want to take the time to build a team around Luka so that he can bring you a championship. Instead, you want to trade him for a guy who consistently gets hurt every season, a guy who feels like he doesn't live up to his full potential, and you just handed LA a guy who could shake their team for the next 10 years. For what? What is the purpose? What is the goal? What are you trying to convince everyone else in the NBA of? Because you damn sure ain't convincing me. I don't buy what you're trying to sell. I think you're cooking hot shit. Talking out of your ass. I don't care if Luka gets traded from LA the next season. It is still one of the dumbest trades I have ever seen in the NBA. Because why would you trade the franchise player of your team for nothing? What are we doing? Have you learned anything, Nico Harrison? Do you care about your fan base? Is there a brain in your head? Or are you stupid? Because I saw you try to throw Dirk Nowitzki under the bus earlier, too. I'm sorry, but what does Dirk Nowitzki have anything to do with your incompetence as ownership? You wingwong, you idiot, you dummy. You need to be slapped upside the forehead. Stop doing stupid shit.
So, sometimes stupidity is its own thing, honestly, and they have no one to blame but themselves.
Yeah, that's sad but true. Oh, now, almost forgot. Let's let him on in.
Weevil, you made it.
Now, let me just point this out. By the way, nice jersey, Gurrick. Now, I have some news for you, Jacob. Look at this. Joe Dumas is about to get ready to take over in New Orleans. Joe Dumas is finalizing a deal to become the New Orleans Pelicans president of basketball operations. So an intriguing oh jeez. Well, this was bound to happen.
Here, Joe DeMars.
Yeah, this was bound to happen.
What?
I figured as much. Welcome in. The Hoosier has entered the live chat.
Yep. Yeah.
He is. Let's leave him be.
Yep, just leave him. I think that so Joe Dumas, like I said, he's about to get ready to become the next president of basketball operations. And apparently, the first move they're going to make is trying to trade away Zion Williamson.
Who's pulling the trigger on that? Receiving Zion.
That's a good question.
I could imagine a team that would probably want Zion right now would probably be the fucking Lakers. Because giving Zion a second chance with Luka, that sounds like LA.
Christ.
That is the most LA thing ever.
If that happens, they better give us a damn good return on that. Honestly.
Yeah.
Fuck the return. They finna get the most out of that situation, not you.
Yeah, I'm about to say, something tells me the Pelicans are about to get ready to press the reset button. They're ready to start over.
Honestly, I don't care about that. Honestly, I'm fine with that because honestly, I hope they hit the nuke button.
Because imagining a Lakers with Zion who finally gets his shit together, and now he has Luka at his side, and then fucking LeBron decides to stay. Oh,
that'd be just disgusting.
Yeah, let's go ahead and let Jose get a word in.
If we can even hear him.
We know LeBron ain't gonna fucking change. All right, let's be honest. He's not going to keep his dick in his face. It doesn't matter if he was from New Orleans or LA. He's not going to keep his dick in his face because that's addiction.
That is true.
You know that's the reality of it.
Would someone translate what he's saying in clear ceiling fan?
What I'm trying to tell you is that John American LA will not change the fact that he cannot keep his dick in his pants. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
I think what he's trying to say is that no matter who gets Zion in the trade, some tells me if he doesn't shape up, he's still going to be ass.
Yeesh. I was about to say.
To be fair to him, he's not the player who pisses me off the most because apparently he has trimmed it down and gotten his weight together. It's really more like Anthony Edwards who's been doing dumb stuff lately.
Yeah,
we're gonna leave that alone.
Yeah, yeah. He better bring his A game to in that LA series. That's all I'm saying. Now we do have the play-in games tonight.
Yep, the play-in start tonight, actually, at 7:30 in Atlanta at the State Farm Center as the Hawks and the Magic will do battle. The winner of that game will be
Jacob, this game is at the Kia Center.
Oh, the Kia. Oh, okay. It's at the Kia Center in Orlando. My apologies. And the winner of that game will be going to Cleveland to face off against the No.
They're facing the second seed.
They're gonna play against Boston.
I am still not used to this play-in tournament. Okay,
don't worry.
You'll get that. We're all getting the hang of it. So
like I said, hold on.
I already am.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter who wins that game because they're going to get even less by Boston.
Yeah,
to be fair,
I'm not going to be that confident because Boston has the notorious habit of playing down to competition. So if it is the Magic or the Hawks, if Boston fucks around too much, they're gonna lose. And if they lose, we've all better not show up on this podcast. I will laugh at you with no kindness.
And then
hold on. Let me bring this up. The loser of this game will play against the winner of the 9-10 game between Miami and Chicago.
Which is tomorrow night.
Yeah. And the winner of that game will play the loser of this game on Friday. And the winner of Friday's game will play against the number 1 seed, Cleveland.
Which is Cleveland.
No. There's no. You have to remember. Yeah, the winner of the 9-10 game will face off against the loser of the 7-8 game, and the winner of that will face off against Cleveland.
That's exactly what he said.
Okay, I got confused there. Brandon said.
Hey Carter, I think there's a button you should press.
Thank you. All right, but later on tonight in the finale of TNT's coverage of the NBA, because this is literally their last game.
No, it's not.
Not really.
I don't see any other games that they're covering from Yahoo. So unless you see something I don't.
They still got NBA.
They still got They got until the finals. Then ESPN will take the finals after that.
Dummy. Yeah. Look, okay, blame Yahoo Sports. Look, okay. For this one, blame Yahoo Sports because they don't show me the whole schedule. Okay, sue me.
To be fair, you should be used to this considering you covered this last year.
All right, fine. All right, finishing off tonight's day of the play-in tournament. Over at the Chase Center, Golden State will face off. We playing host to the Grizzlies of Memphis. The winner of that game will be heading to Houston. The winner of that game will be heading off to Houston to take on the Rockets.
Okay, yep. And the loser of that game will play against the winner of the 9-10 game between Dallas and Sacramento.
And the winner of that game will be heading off to OKC to take on the Thunder.
Yes.
Please, for the love of God, I do not care who it is. Please, someone eliminate the Mavericks so they don't have an excuse to sit here and say that Luka trade worked out well. Because the further they get in the playoffs, the more excuses they're going to make to justify the stupid-ass trade. Someone, please, eliminate.
Speaking of Luka,
I think I know what you're talking about. We already covered it, and Jamal got on his tangent. Yeah.
I wasn't talking about the trade. I was gonna segue into the EuroLeague because their play-in tournament was today, and Paris basketball beat Real Madrid in the first play-in game. They're moving on to the playoffs. They will take Fenerbahce, and Bayern Munich won the other play-in, so they'll face Real Madrid in the other one on Friday, and the winner of that will face Olympiacos.
Gotcha. Interesting.
All right. Now I think Jose was trying to say something, but we can.
Jose, you gotta fix your mic volume. We can't hear you, and that echo is ruining it.
I don't think it's just the echo. It's just the sound quality is not doing him.
Yeah,
anything.
it is Pringles can awful. He's like,
we can hear you.
Okay. There we go.
There you go.
Much
That's
better.
Finally.
It was connected to my camera.
That makes sense.
That answers all your questions.
Well,
He didn't have it connected.
Carter, you might want to hit. You might. Yep.
I swear, we're gonna have to start paying TNA directly.
Now, Jose,
a couple of shows every single fucking trail we had on this fucking show. But as I was saying, back to my first point, Zion going to LA is a bad move, honestly, just in my eyes, because I feel like he's gonna not keep his dick in his pants at that point.
To be fair, he's not the one I'm worried about there with that concern. Anthony Edwards is somehow managing to outdo him.
That says a lot, honestly.
My second point is that Dallas was dragged into the play-in tournament. I don't care what kind of excuses they make; they were dragged over there.
But you know, Nico is going to justify it by any means.
Exactly. He's gonna make every excuse in the goddamn book. Like, I don't know what the fuck he's gonna say. I cannot wait to see this comedy show go on.
Hold on, Carter.
I think that obviously, yes, Dallas did back their way to the playoffs because Phoenix decided to fall off the side of the earth.
Well, that's not a problem. Well, that's not a surprise, honestly.
Yeah,
nope.
Decided to just fall off the side of the earth. So that's how Dallas got in. I mean, didn't have that Phoenix into the season.
It was all. Sorry, Jamal. Go ahead.
I just hate the idea that Nico is going to make the playoffs after that fucking trade he did. And if they somehow get far enough, they're going to use it as justification to go, the Luka trade made sense. Look how far we got. No, I need y'all to suffer.
We're going to have an issue.
We all do.
I need this Mavericks team to suffer. I need them to get blown out so bad it's not even fun. I
don't blame you.
Blood.
I don't fucking blame you.
Okay.
Oh, Cody.
Hold on, wait a minute. Hold on. Let me just bring this up. Cody, no, we didn't bring up about John Moran and his celebration. We didn't bring that up.
Yeah, we don't. Here's the thing. He's not relevant enough that we care.
That is true.
Well, hold on. John Morant is in the play-in tournament. So yes, he is.
Yeah, he is actually.
Okay, so can we see the Grizzlies get destroyed?
No, I need the Grizzlies to kill the Mavericks. So I need John to actually stay there.
If they okay, so we need wait, John Morant's with the Grizzlies, so you need the Grizzlies to lose and the Mavs to win, so that John Morant
I just need the Mavericks to lose. Period.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I don't care who
the Mavericks gone.
The Kings do have that opportunity.
I don't know if I trust Sacramento. That's the problem.
That's true.
Sacramento's okay, but they do have a bit of a problem in terms of playoffs. That's just me, though.
We're gonna go ahead and move on to the next topic, Jimmy, because there's a whole lot to cover in the next one.
Yeah. Well.
Oh boy.
Ladies and gentlemen,
look at my eyes right now.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
Yes,
Okay.
Oh god, here we go.
What happened?
Right now, we're facing Carolina. The Devils are facing Carolina. I'm saying that we are fucked.
you said,
Wholeheartedly fucked.
Well, you said that, but as he said that, but ladies and gentlemen, this is it. There's no turning back now. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the final week of the NHL season. There's no turning back now. Once we hit past Thursday, we are closing the doors on the playoff train.
Well, first and foremost, let me just point this out, because we do have a lot of playoff clinches and a lot of Ubers to hand out.
Let me help you out here by saying this now. The reason why we got a surge in clinches and the reason why we got a lot of surges and a surge of clinches and Ubers is because the reason this happened, Evan was busy on the day of all this happens, and he couldn't get him out in time. He actually said this on both his YouTube channel and his TikTok that he was late, and he apologized. So don't give him any flack. Just know that shit happens, okay?
Yeah.
Before we even start, shout out to the Winnipeg Jets for winning the President's Cup. That's probably a bad omen for you guys.
Yeah.
Just don't blow a 3-1 series lead.
Yeah.
They're not the Bruins, Jurok. No worries.
Yeah, at least, we're not the Bruins club.
Now, let me go ahead and get to the point at hand. First and foremost, Ottawa. Wow.
Yeah. Here's a shocker for you, Senators. I never thought we'd see you guys get in here.
Yeah, come on in, have a seat.
As nice as it is to make the playoffs again, I'm kind of hoping we win the Pacific so we don't get Edmonton. Vegas, you mind? For you, buddy, absolutely not. Oh my God, we made it. Like, we actually made it. Wait, Ottawa's here? That wasn't a prank? Toronto, my brethren, I am still waiting to wake up and hear that we're actually last in the Atlantic and we got eliminated 2 weeks ago. I still remember when I snapped my playoff drought. Oh man, you must feel amazing. Buddy, I am on cloud 9 right now. I don't even care if we get swept in the first round. I'm just happy to be here. There, he said it. He said it. We have it on video, so now y'all can't get mad at what happens next. Though it would be hilarious if we beat Toronto. Oh, dang it. Walked right into that one. Man, it's been a while since we had both capital teams in the playoffs. And hopefully, that's the trend for years to come.
Congratulations are in order. Otherwise, as we got our bouncer man finally got in. Zach,
hey, Zach, how you doing?
What's up, buddy?
Hey, listen. So far today has been kind of an up and down day, so yeah, I'm here.
We understand.
You okay, buddy?
Right, man.
Yeah.
You want a hug?
You need a hug?
Do you want to talk about it?
I think it's good.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm good.
All right. Next up, Jose, you the one that brought this up. Looks like Sean Connery is smiling from ear to ear because
I'm voting him fake.
Yeah, The Rock is going to be hosting some playoff games this year.
Yes, indeed. The Rock is getting ready to start rumbling in April.
Yo, I don't mean to break the fourth wall or nothing, but this is the second playoff room with me in it, and it still ain't sank in that we're actually here. Bro ain't even really gonna experience the playoffs before he's out. Well, would you look at that? We actually made it in. Oh my goodness, New Jersey actually made it in. That's right, Carolina. I guess it's you against us in the first round. And that's actually confirmed now, by the way. New Jersey, I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I forgot about y'all, but that's probably because we ain't played since like Thanksgiving. Well, to be fair, Washington, you and I both know the schedule makers made it that way so that we could go ahead and take y'all out of the running for the Metro at the jump. At least that's how they thought it was going to go. Yeah, shows how much they know. Anyway, how did you make it in? With the power of friendship, some duct tape, and some prayers. A lot of prayers. I'm filing a cease and desist. At this point, man, go ahead. I wouldn't blame you.
I love that, actually. I love that. Through the power of friendship, some duct tape, and a lot of prayers.
No shit. No shit. Our whole season, we're just like, please don't work, please don't work, please don't work, please don't work, please don't work. Hey, we're in.
Now,
fuck.
Now let's see if the Devils can handle a hurricane.
No, but Bella, they're not. Have you seen the Rangers? They can't handle Carolina. So what makes you think we can do it?
Well,
is it bad enough to say that we're probably more consistent in some way?
No, it doesn't matter. We can't beat up their freaking their power play game. We can't beat up their defense. They probably have
Well,
better
I have some news for you. Carolina has a habit of choking.
I'm not. That doesn't scare me. All right.
It shouldn't scare you. It should actually give you more hope.
I don't have any hope. But I know Carolina's gonna fucking dust us away. If we somehow beat the Hurricanes, I'll fucking no. I'm gonna chuck one of these live on camera. Fuck it.
Let's go ahead and shit back
you got a little bit more positivity than just being negative the whole damn time.
Well, hold on, gentlemen. Okay,
he's turning it into a new day.
Easy.
Next team.
We do have some Ubers to hand out. We just lost
L
that again.
L trains.
Yep. First and foremost, hockey club. Where expansion is?
Wait, hold on, let me take this one. So yeah, like Carter said, raise your hands if you thought this expansion year was a somewhat success.
It's in the middle.
Okay.
I say yes.
Raise your hand if you actually thought that if you thought they had no chance in hell of actually making the playoffs.
They ain't gonna make. I don't think they were, honestly. They just
But
need to
nonetheless, Utah, don't hang your head. You had yourselves a really good season. You actually made it above 500, so that's a good thing, honestly. So if anything, you guys you actually have a good foundation. So unfortunately, this is where your ride stops.
Hey, Utah. You were outside. And here lies the Utah what's-his-name, the greatest of us all. Y'all wasn't ready for the playoffs yet anyway. Y'all would have got folded like laundry. Anyone else still find it ironic they play in a city with the word salt in the name?
A little bit, but not much.
To be fair,
I
Salt
believe
Lake
they have-
City
I
is
believe
located
they have-
in
Salt Lake.
So,
It is technically their capital, so.
yeah. Now they weren't the only ones that got their Ubers. Vancouver. Well,
Vancouver. I hate to break it to you, but playing down to your competition.
Can you hear me?
Competition is not.
Yeah.
Not
My mic.
the playoff set. And trying to do a late season surge is not going to help you when everybody else sees your hand.
Bye.
Hey, Vancouver. You were outside. So, the one-hit wonder couldn't pull off the encore, huh? This whole year, all they did was stand there. Not even menacingly. Well, time for another 15 years of sadness, boys. You know the drill.
Yeah, all they did was just stand
Wow.
menacingly.
Damn, son.
Menacingly.
He had to quote SpongeBob. He had to quote SpongeBob. Dang. Oh well.
Some of the voice actor Patrick Sturgis went, huh?
Now, our next one. Oh, Steve
Yeah, sorry.
Eisenman. Hold
Sorry,
on, Steve
I
Eis-
had to amend my name.
No, you're good, brother. You're good.
Steve Eisenman, I give you credit. You're trying your best to make Detroit look good, but well,
Look, hey, you're doing all you can, but sometimes it still you still got to put the thing back in the oven.
yeah, yeah. So, nice
It's
class
still
report.
fucking raw.
Okay,
Yeah,
easy,
so-
easy
so I
over there,
suggest-
Gordon Ramsay.
Yeah, so I suggest put the car back in the shop, and we still got some maintenance to do.
Hey, Detroit. You Uber outside. From missing the playoffs every year to almost making the playoffs every year. A true story of success. They hated the 2024 Caps and then became the 2024 Caps. Maybe next year you'll miss the playoffs by 1 point.
Hey, yo! Hey, yo! Hey, yo, that's fucking ugly, bro.
That's salty.
Now,
Hey, yo.
Now, what we have is a 2-for-1. New York, both of you.
Yeah.
Going.
Yes. We got a trade that just happened. For us, we get New Jersey going to the playoffs, but in return, both Islanders and Hit Kid's Rangers. Unfortunately for you guys, there's something waiting for you at the door. So sorry, Hit Kid. All that talk you got meant jack shit.
Hey, New York. You Uber outside? If you ever feel dumb, just remember this time a year ago, somebody thought the Rangers were about to be a dynasty. I have never seen a team so aggressive in saying they didn't want to go to the playoffs. Remember, boys, Laviolette's just getting started.
What do you mean getting started? What do you mean? Get the fuck out of here. Islanders, I hate to break it to you, but I think you got something wrapped around your waist, and it's following the Rangers.
Hey,
Let me tell you something.
You Uber outside. And the only thing they'll be remembered for this season is giving up the record-breaking goal to Alex Ovechkin. You know it's bad when I straight up forgot they were in the race too. And now for another off-season of doing exactly nothing.
Bruh, that's
But
trash.
the Rangers, I have no idea how. Actually, no. I kind of have an idea, but honestly, I don't care because somehow New Jersey got in. Honestly, I felt like we should have been out because it doesn't matter who makes it over to Carolina because they're not going to win.
Mm-hmm.
Someone fight me on that because that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Nonetheless,
The Islanders are ass. This is wonderful.
Yeah, the Islanders are on their own island, and it's called irrelevancy.
Well,
Hold
on, wait a minute.
Long Island.
Hold on, wait a minute, gentlemen. We forgot one team, and we should get used to seeing this team not making the playoffs year after year after year after year.
That being
Buffalo.
Oh, shit.
Oh,
yeah.
of course.
Hey.
Oh, yeah. How can I forget?
Why have one disappointing Buffalo team when you can have two Buffalo disappointing teams?
Enjoy drinking your sorrows and drowning in wing sauce.
Hey, Bills fans, how do you feel now?
Hey, Buffalo. You Uber outside? No. I am shocked. Truly and utterly baffled. Maybe now y'all will stop waiting till the last month of the season to actually play hockey. But you know what, though? They made it farther than Boston.
Hey, yo!
wow.
First the Boston rip, then the cherry on top, he had Britney Spears.
I'm sure girl wants to fight somebody for that.
I forgot about Boston.
Hold on, I got a question. Was that Britney Spears song? Oops, I did it again.
Yes,
it was.
Yo, I'm sorry, but bruh, camera on me right quick.
Go ahead.
Evan, that's 10 in the game misconduct. Get out of here.
That's brutal.
Now that we're done with all the Ubers and the playoff clinches, let's take one last look at the playoff picture.
Yes, indeed. This is the last one for the season. So, Evan, take it away.
It's the last week of the regular season, so it's time for one last look at the NHL playoff picture. We start in the Eastern Conference in the Metropolitan Division, where Washington will be the 1 seed in the East, so the Capitals will get the second wild card, which is currently Montreal. And our 2 versus 3 will be Carolina and New Jersey. Now back to the Atlantic Division, where Toronto will get the first wild card, which will be Ottawa. And our 2 versus 3, Tampa Bay and Florida. Now we move to the Western Conference and the Central Division, where Winnipeg will be your President's Trophy winner, so the Jets will get the second wild card, which is currently St. Louis. And our 2 versus 3 will be Dallas and Colorado. And finally over to the Pacific Division, where Vegas will get the first wild card, which is currently Minnesota. And our 2 versus 3 will be LA and Edmonton. And so I ask one final time. Think your team's getting in? Let me know in the comments.
We are now just at limited space. We only have 3 tickets remaining.
And by the way, those tickets could be clinched tonight because
yes, indeed. And tonight's a big night. In fact, one of the big games is going to be puck dropping in just about 10 minutes. 10 minutes at the Nationwide is on your side. As the Blue Jackets and the Flyers will be doing battle. Blue Jackets need this win tonight to get closer to Montreal.
Absolutely, because if the Blue Jackets lose in regulation, basically they need to win in regulation, because if they lose whether in regulation or overtime, their season is over.
It's must win for the Blue Shirts, for the Blue Jackets tonight at the Nationwide Arena to get closer to the second wild card slot.
Absolutely. Also at 6 Central, we got the Blackhawks and the Senators over in Ottawa.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So and then
don't worry. It's 7 Eastern, 6 Central.
Yep. Then continuing on at 7 Eastern at the KeyBank Arena, the Sabres and the Maple Leafs will do battle. Maple Leafs are trying to lock down the Atlantic Division from the Lightning in this matchup.
Something tells me that Toronto wants to welcome in the Battle of Ontario again. Might be interesting. Over at the TD Garden, I don't know whether this game means much of anything, because the Devils are locked in the number 3 spot, and the Bruins are just playing just to finish the year. So
that tells me the Devils is going to be resting their stars tonight against the Bruins.
Mm-hmm. Also
tonight, I would say the Bruins are playing for pride, but I don't know how much pride.
What pride? We don't have any.
Exactly.
Thank you. That's what I was getting
pride
at.
is out the window.
I don't know how much pride Bostonians have in the boys' club anymore.
Yeah, well, okay, easy. Now, later on this evening,
probably too basketball anyway.
Later on this evening,
I think you might have reconnected to your camera, Mike. Then
later on this evening over in Tampa.
7:30. It's the.
I was about to say later on this evening over in Tampa, the Battle of Florida. This probably might be a preview of the first round series between the Panthers.
No, I'm not. I'm still on my actual microphone.
Okay. Yeah, it's the first of our ESPN. It's the first of our ESPN doubleheader. It's the Battle of Florida. Tampa is in must-win mode if they want to try to get closer to Toronto and capture the Atlantic Division.
Yeah, absolutely. That's gonna be a knock 'em down, drag 'em out fight. Over in Belmont.
Oh, definitely.
We got the Capitals and the Islanders.
Caps looking to end off the season on a high note and get OV closer and closer to 900 goals.
I don't know when he's going to get there, but anything can happen.
Last time we checked, he's actually 4 away. Believe it or not, he's at 896.
Yeah,
he's got to get those 4. He has to get those 4.
But true, but how many games is left in the season?
2. This one and the next one later on in the week.
Now, also later on this evening, over in Minnesota, and I'm pretty sure the Wild probably get themselves ready for this game. They're gonna play against the Ducks. All Minnesota has to do is win.
Oh yes, it is all you got to do is win, and they're in. They will take one of the 3 tickets and punch themselves in at the wild card spot.
Absolutely. So it's gonna be very interesting.
Obi needs a brace in back. Obi needs a brace in back-to-back games.
Also later on this evening, I'm pretty sure over in the USS Enterprise, we had the Utah Hockey Club and the Blues.
Oh, speaking of the USS Enterprise, before we continue, I'm gonna take a little detour here, Grog. I want you to help me out on this because
the Frozen Four.
Yes, the Frozen Four just wrapped up, believe it or not, and we got ourselves a new national champion.
Yep, and it is the Western Michigan Broncos. Their first their first national championship in program history and their third national championship overall and their first in 60 years.
Wow.
Go ahead.
Western Michigan last won natties in back-to-back years in 1964 and 1965.
Damn.
In what sport?
Hockey.
Cross country, men's cross country.
Oh.
Yeah. So best believe Western Michigan was over the moon seeing their Broncos bring back another national championship back to the university.
Mm-hmm.
Back to Kalamazoo.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
But now back. Yes, indeed. So hats off to the boys in Western Michigan. All right.
Oh,
anyways,
yeah.
Back to the matter at hand. St. Louis. This is must-win mode for St. Louis. If they can win here tonight, they will basically almost guarantee themselves a spot to punch that ticket, as they are basically just 2 points ahead of Calgary in the for the second wild card slot.
Well, let's put it this way, Jacob, because later on this evening, Calgary's playing against the Golden Knights over at the Scotiabank Saddledome. Calgary loses this game, St. Louis is in.
Yes, so
all St.
basically,
Louis has to win and hope that Calgary loses.
Yeah, so here.
Anybody know who?
That's what it needs. They need. Yeah, it's basically
the Enterprise.
Yeah, it's basically this. It's a flip-flop situation. For Calgary to get in, they need to win, and St. Louis to bite it, and it's the other way around for St. Louis.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And also later on this evening, make sure we did them all. Later on this evening, the second game on ESPN, we got the Kings and the Kraken over at the Climate Pledge Arena.
Yep, rounding out the festivities.
Although
it's the season finale for the Seattle Kraken.
There's also a chance that both the Flames and St. Louis could lose and neither get in.
Yeah, that will have to bump the back to their season finales, and that's really where the drama can kick in.
Mm-hmm. So I mean, the possibilities are endless. And by the way, like we said, just bring this up once more for the playoff tension scenarios. Just bring this up once more. Then scroll this up a little bit. Yeah, Montreal gets in. Montreal will clinch a playoff berth with any result in the Columbus Blue Jackets Philadelphia Flyers game other than a Blue Jackets regulation win. So if the Blue Jackets win in regulation, Montreal can't clinch yet. But if the Blue Jackets lose in regulation or the game goes into overtime, that's it. That's it. Montreal will clinch the spot. Minnesota, they get in if they win.
So they're going to be what?
I was about to say, hold on. Minnesota gets in if they win, if they beat the Ducks, or if they lose to the Ducks in overtime or a shootout. And they also could get in if the Blues lose.
That is the lay of the land, boys.
Yeah. They also get in if the Blues lose to the Hockey Club in any fashion, and the Flames lose to the Golden Knights in any fashion. So all I got to do is just win. Meanwhile, the Blues can get in if they beat the Hockey Club in regulation. And that's how they get in.
And they also need Calgary to bite once to punch their ticket.
Yeah, the Flames need. Yeah, the Blues would need the Flames to lose to the Golden Knights during regulation. So that should be very interesting. So just want to point that out. If they beat the Hockey Club tonight, they're in the playoffs. And if the Wild beat the Ducks tonight, they're in the playoffs. So And if the Blue Jackets lose to the Flyers, Montreal's in the playoffs. So that's a lot of scenarios to get through. There's a whole lot of scenarios to catch. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, it's gonna be
someone got a loud ass TV.
Someone is watching TV. There we go. Now, so it's gonna be a round night tonight. On the ice, so here's hoping you catch it. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna go ahead and shift focus and head on off to the gridiron. Let me just head on off to the gridiron.
Let's go. Let's talk about this. So we got draft night is coming up. It is next Thursday, and we got a lot of crazy news going on in the NFL world.
Well, first and foremost, before we discuss anything, we do have some sad news to report. Former a couple of sad news. This one is former NFL tight end Don Hasselbeck has passed away.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes. He died yesterday. He was 70 years old. Matt Hasselbeck said his father died after going to cardiac arrest at his home.
Oof, heart attack.
Yeah.
Horrible.
Yeah, he was a great husband, father, grandfather, friend, coach, player, co-worker, artist, mentor, and storyteller. Matt Hasselbeck wrote on social media. Despite being an All-American at Colorado and a Super Bowl champion with the Raiders, what we are most proud of is the leader he was for our family. So, by the way, his two sons, they should sound familiar.
All right.
Matt Hasselbeck and Tim Hasselbeck.
Yep.
So, like I said, Matt Hasselbeck, of course, we all know he went to 3 Pro Bowls and he started in the Super Bowl for the Seattle Seahawks following the 2005 season. And of course, Tim Hasselbeck, who's now an analyst at ESPN, is playing mostly as a backup. So, our condolences go out to his family. Thoughts and prayers. Now, this next news, and boy, I'm really sad to tell this story, but this happened over at LSU.
I know about this one. This one hurts.
Yeah. So,
definitely.
So this kid, I think, he was he was in the draft, but
he was a draft hopeful, believe it or not. He was a draft hopeful.
Yeah, he was a draft hopeful, but he committed suicide.
Yeah, he did via car accident.
And
it was and the story. If you go deep into the story, it's
He was a part of. He was a part of a hit and run where he was impaired in a vehicle, and unfortunately, the other person involved did not make it. And it seems clear to me that Mr. Ivy felt guilty over the whole thing, considering the court date and everything that's happened since that happened. And well, things got out of hand. He was seen driving a bit impaired. I don't know if there was a weapon with him or not, but that's not really entirely the point.
Nope.
He ended up committing suicide, which
So what happened was that former LSU football player Kyron Lacey died in apparent suicide after a police chase in Houston. This is from the Harris County Sheriff's Office. He was facing criminal charges stemming from a fatal car accident in Louisiana back in December. Wow. And this back in December 2024, Lacey was accused of being involved in a fatal car crash that resulted in the death of 78-year-old Herman Hall in Thibodaux. Yeah, Thibodaux, Louisiana. And the police alleged that Lacey fled the scene of the crash without rendering aid or calling for emergency service. And he was arrested. And he was arrested and charged with negligent homicide, hit and run driving with serious injury or death, and reckless operation with accident. Authorities said that Lacey was first called out to a weapons disturbance by a relative, then fled the scene in a vehicle. A police pursuit ensued after a constable attempted a traffic stop, eventually ending in a crash. So upon attempting to arrest Lacey, officers discovered he had suffered what appeared to be a self-inflicted gunshot wound.
Oh God.
Okay, guys, I'm actually gonna have to head off. I need to get in my
that's understandable. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for coming in. Hopefully we'll see you next week, man.
All right, you've got my notes, so bye.
Yeah. Thanks, Maggie.
Now, I just want to point this out. This is a tragic story. There's no need for us to dwell on this story any longer because
because the more we do, it's just
But we do first. Thirdly, the Dolphins are trying to trade away Jalen Ramsey.
Actually, I'm actually pulling up the news article on Yahoo Sports. This is from Frank Schwab. This is actually from earlier today. Frank Schwab earlier today. So,
wait, Frank Schwab from Sumter Schwab?
No,
Schwab. He's a senior writer with Yahoo Sports. So here's what's up. Every team fan base wants his team to swing big when it gets a sniff of success. Sometimes that ends up like the Miami Dolphins this year. The Dolphins were seemingly a good team on the rise, and it wasn't that long ago. Tua emerged as a good quarterback once he had a head coach in Mike McDaniel who supported him and didn't tear him down. They paid a lot to land Tyreek Hill, and Hill landed a pair of 1,700-yard seasons to start his career. Dolphins made the playoffs in 22, then traded for cornerback Ramsey. Then they've given him a 2 big contract extension since. Hill signed a massive extension upon his trade from KC and signed another big restructured deal last year. And for all that, the Dolphins still have the longest drought between playoff wins in the NFL. It's been 24 years since the Dolphins won a playoff game, and now the Dolphins might be blowing things up again.
Now, this is what
I was just about to get to that. This is from General Manager Chris Greer. He confirmed to media reports today the Dolphins and Ramsey have mutually agreed to explore trade options. It seems to be more than the star player is looking to move on, and a team is trying to get its salary cap in order. It seems like the end of an era for the Dolphins. It can't be considered an era at all.
He said moving on from the star cornerback gives the team the best chances to help us win, not only just this year, but in the future as well.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, he said, really, after a couple of weeks of discussions between ourselves internally and Jalen and his representation, we decided it was probably in the best interest for all parties to move forward. I will say these decisions aren't done quickly, and they're not taken lightly because we spent a lot of time this offseason working through this, talking through things. At the end of the day, Jalen did not ask for a trade. We went through the process, and I just felt that after numerous conversations and then talking last week with Jalen and his agent, it was best to move forward. And it was best interest of the Miami Dolphins and for Jalen Ramsey. Wow. So basically, Jalen didn't want to be traded. Yeah. So
Luka Doncic all over again.
Not really.
Might be a little bit different. This might be a little bit different.
Here's a massive difference. One, Ramsey is not exactly someone who's in his prime anymore.
Yeah.
Luka still is, and he could still give a team at least 10 or so years. Can you say the same for Jalen Ramsey, especially at the point he's at now?
No, I get your point.
I think it's just him kind of being like, look, I think I can still contribute, but maybe you're dragging your feet.
Yeah.
Sorry, I turned my camera off so suddenly. I elected to eat some ice cream to help me kind of fix my mental state, but now I'm back.
We understand.
Hey, that's understandable, buddy.
Yeah. Now, hold on, Jacob. We do have some.
As draft night.
I was about to say, hold on, Jacob. We do have some Ravens news.
Right.
Baltimore Ravens general manager Eric DeCosta. I hope I pronounced his name right. He was non-committal Tuesday when asked if he expected tight end Mark Andrews to remain with the team. Wow. I never know what's going to happen. and I would never want to say this or that. I can tell you this: Mike Andrews is a warrior. He played his butt off for us. Hmm. So Andrews is entering the final year of his 4-year, $56 million contract, and is coming off one of the most frustrating seasons of his career. He averaged 39.6 receiving yards per game last season, which was the worst since his 2018 rookie season. Of course, the low point for Andrews came during Baltimore's 27-25 AFC divisional round playoff loss in Buffalo, where he dropped a 2-point conversion that would have tied the game with a minute and 33 remaining. All of this has led to speculation as to whether Baltimore will be open to trading Andrews during the draft.
I'm gonna be I'm gonna be honest with you. You don't gotta put the camera on me or nothing. I'm gonna be honest with you. The fact that our GM was non-committal basically to me that smacks of him saying, I know what's gonna happen, but I'm not at liberty to tell you what's gonna happen yet. So I'm gonna act like I don't know what's gonna happen even though I do.
So basically, what you're saying is that he was serving up a word salad.
Yes. That's exactly what this is. Y'all if y'all are inclined to disagree, y'all are welcome to, but to me, this smacks of word salad with a side of corporate ass coverage dressing.
AKA bullshitties.
Yes.
Now,
we ain't gonna know until something happens. So he can say a whole bunch of stuff all he wants. It's just we will know when we know.
Just heading into draft night, remember my theory.
Fair enough.
Yes. Now like we said, I think Jericho was about to bring this up. Next Thursday night is draft night.
And we got some big hopefuls. I've already been talking about making some ways. One of the big ones, Travis Hunter, it's said that he doesn't want to play a team that's only going to limit him to just one position because, as we all know, he won because he was a dual threat. He was a dual player on both sides of the ball. Both sides of the ball. He's been trying to push that he wants to play on both sides of the ball.
Even though that doesn't really happen.
I have a simple. As I say, I have a simple question: can he handle that responsibility? Because the NFL is a completely different animal than college football. So,
one head coach actually has put his words, and he says it's skeptical, but it can be done full time.
Yeah, here's the problem. Here's my problem with that theory. It depends heavily on what team he goes to. Let's say he goes to Cleveland. Guess what? You're playing one of the hardest divisions in football. You're going to try to play both positions against teams like the Ravens, the Steelers, and the Bengals? That seems like a very dangerous thing to do.
Teams that will beat what is his second position?
Wide receiver. He's cornerback wide receiver.
Mm-hmm.
Teams that
will get beat up.
That will definitely beat the fuck out of you. Yeah, not gonna happen.
Thing to consider.
Even also the Giants.
I said another thing to consider. Who's going to be the quarterback if he goes to Cleveland?
It's looking like it's probably going to be Joe Flacco.
Yeah, that's more than likely. Because the chances are Deshaun Watson is going to be out for another season.
Considering the fact that a certain somebody actually admitted that getting Deshaun Watson was a bad idea. It took him a while. It's like, hey, welcome to reality, you dumb fuck.
Yeah, it's too late to have second.
Yeah.
If you're a Cleveland Browns fan, I don't know if you should be happy about anything. You have a former Steelers QB and a former Ravens QB basically playing to be your number one QB. You wasted your time with Deshaun Watson when you could have kept Baker Mayfield and would have been in a much better position. Effectively, your management has screwed you over so badly that there's nothing you can do. You just gotta sit there.
If you're a Browns fan, life sucks, but you're bent over a barrel. But if you're a Browns fan, you're also used to your life sucking and being bent over a barrel when it comes to football. After all, this is the fucking Browns we're talking about.
Well, that's another thing to consider, fellas. Hey, look at this way, Cleveland. Look at this way, Browns fans. In about a couple of years, 2-3 years on down the road, you're actually going to be playing in an actual factory of sadness.
Oh yeah, that new stadium deal. Yeah.
I am not going to say too much about that new stadium because that's kind of up in the air. My only other point with
what
Travis,
about that? I didn't hear about that. What about that?
They're trying to move. They're trying to move to another stadium, which, of course, they are.
Well, considering the fact that Cleveland Brown Stadium is getting old.
No, that's the problem is that the folks in Cleveland, especially the politicians in Cleveland, want the team to actually stay in Cleveland. I think the stadium that they're trying to build for the Browns is like on the outskirts, one of the suburbs of Cleveland.
Yeah.
So, oh well, what can you do?
Now, to continue my point from earlier, again, Travis, you're picking very dangerous options if you're trying to play QB, CB, and wide receiver. Because again, guess who also could pick you? The Giants, and they have to worry about Dallas, Philadelphia, and Washington. You're asking to do a whole lot with any team who might pick you without realizing you might fuck around and get hit pretty hard and not be ready for it.
Yeah, you're basically trying to fuck around and get fucked up.
If you think you can handle it, you might guess, but be careful what you wish for.
Mm-hmm. In other words, you've been warned.
By the way, 17 draft prospects were being seen by a bunch of NFL teams, so that was unique. And also, Shedeur Sanders got a second look with the Giants, which
it didn't help. It didn't help the fact that Shedeur Sanders has been feeling the effects of the draft fall.
Mostly because of his name and not really because of anything else.
Well, it's mostly due to the fact of his dad.
That's exactly why I said it's because of his name.
Yeah, fair enough.
Also, another thing to consider about Shedeur Sanders right now, I mean, him going to the Giants, I mean, especially since Giants already got Russell Wilson and Jameis Winston. Okay then. At a third QB in that room. Okay then. Just wondering. That's all. But also, I think Patrick Peterson has called it a career. He retired yesterday as a member of the Cardinals.
And there was also a Cowboys player who signed a one-day deal to retire as a Cowboy. The name's not coming to me at this immediate second.
Tyron Smith.
There you go.
And so, Cowboys, you better figure out what to do at this point because you got players that's dropping off like flies. Jerry Jones, you already lost Zach Martin. You better come up with some. That offensive line is looking really thin.
Also, pay Michael Parsons. What are you doing?
I think somebody spiked Jerry Jones over team.
Yeah. Remember that whole all-in thing he's saying? I think he meant all-in Texas.
I think he meant all-in Skip Bayless's ass.
Jesus. That reminds me. I mean, what's Skip Bayless name in that lawsuit with Joy Taylor and Fox Sports? I'm just wondering. That's all. Let's just go ahead and move on to the next. Let's just go ahead and give it and move on to the next topic.
Yeah, let's go.
Yes, he was named in that lawsuit, and yes, he should have paid Joy Taylor $2 million Because Lord knows she's already getting around enough as it is.
Yeah. Earlier on, we had since we are in the football stage, early on we had some second leg Champions League finished up. Aston Villa beat PSG 3-2, but unfortunately they did not help out complete the aggregate. PSG still beat them 4-5 in aggregate, and unfortunately Aston Villa, we had to say goodbye. Put up a hell of a fight, but unfortunately you were just one short.
Also, Dortmund beat Barcelona today 3-1, but that doesn't matter
because they got swamped in the first leg, and lost on aggregate 5-3. So all that talk that Dortmund had, well, that went out the door and from their ass.
Yeah, I think they should have beaten Barcelona by a larger score than what they did. It'd probably be a completely different story. Anyway, let's go over the Premier League scores from over the weekend.
Yeah, but we're inching closer and closer to the campaign finale.
Absolutely. First and foremost, last Saturday, Man City defeated Crystal Palace 5-2. Also, Brighton and Leicester City, Kiss Your Sister 2-2 draw.
2-all draw, to use the appropriate verbiage.
Everton defeated Nottingham Forest 1-0, and Aston Villa defeated Southampton 3-0.
Another Kiss Your Sister moment. Arsenal and Brentford drew to a 1-all tie, to 1-all.
On Sunday,
let me help you on this one. The Wolves took care of the Spurs 4-2.
We have another Kiss Your Sister. Chelsea and Ipswich Town 2-all draw.
Oh,
I forgot my mic was muted.
Royally because Chelsea had them leading 2-0, but they led Ipswich to come back to draw it up 2-2.
I forgot my mic was muted.
Yeah.
So basically, what you're saying is, Chelsea did a Boston Celtics, played down to their competition, and paid for it.
You better be glad Gurk is going.
I'm saying this as a Celtics fan. All right.
I think Jose wanted to say something.
Go ahead.
My mic was muted. I was about to say, there's an update. Jersey struck first blood. Timo Meyer.
Oh.
Timo.
And I forgot New Jersey playing against the Bruins, aren't they?
Yes, they are. I'm watching that game right now.
All right.
Is the Caps game on yet? Anybody know?
Huh?
Not yet.
Not yet.
What time is puck drop?
No, yeah, I'll check that out. What game is it? Caps?
Meanwhile, Liverpool.
7:30.
Yeah. Liverpool defeated West Ham. Liverpool defeated West Ham United 2-1.
Yep. Newcastle United took care of Manchester United 4-1.
Boston struck back.
Fuck.
Boston struck back. It's 1-1.
Oh. Well,
damn.
No, that's not why I'm saying fucker. I'm saying fucker because we lost 4-1.
Wolverhampton defeated the Hotspur 4-2.
Already, I talked about that. And then the Cherries of AC Bournemouth took care of Fulham FC 1-0. In fact, and we only got one game left of this week, and that's the second of the Newcastle doubleheader, and that is that's tomorrow afternoon at 2:30 as they take on Crystal Palace.
That should be most true. That game's gonna be on the USA Network, by the way. Also, the second leg of the Champions League. We have
it's tomorrow.
Yes, Real Madrid will play against Arsenal, and International or
Inter Milan.
Inter Milan.
Will play against Bayern Munich.
Bayern Munich.
Yep. And if you've been keeping up with those things, you have to remember aggregate is in effect. Arsenal has the aggregate over Real Madrid as they head to the Bernabeu. 3-0 on them for their second leg matchup.
Mm-hmm.
3-0 on aggregate. Shit on me.
And over at San Siro, it's a little closer. As Inter has the advantage, but it's close. It's 2-1, believe it or not, heading into San Siro at the Miazza.
Now, meanwhile, back over here in the Premier League, first and foremost, we start off early in the day, Saturday. We got Brentford and Brighton.
Yep, Brentford and Brighton will kick off that matchup.
Mm-hmm. We also have Crystal Palace and AFC Bournemouth.
Yep, the Crystal Palace and the Cherries will match up as well. Man City will be going head to head with Everton. Those then the Saints of Southampton will be heading up to Hammer Country to take on the West Ham United.
Come on, the Hammers!
Also, we got Aston Villa. They're gonna play against Newcastle United.
Yeah, that's the tea time game, rounding out Saturday's festivities. On Sunday morning, the Wolves will be heading over to Old Trafford to take on Man U.
We need these goddamn ever-blessed points.
Meanwhile, over at Craven Cottage, we got Fulham and Chelsea.
Yep. Then the Gunners of Arsenal will be heading over to the new boys of Ipswich Town. Ipswich Town.
And we also got coming up at King Power Stadium, Leicester City and Liverpool.
Yep, they're rounding out the festivities on Monday night under the lights at Spurs Stadium. The Spurs will be playing host to take it on Forest of Nottingham.
Also, let me just point this out about Leicester City. Boy, only 4 wins and 22 losses.
Actually, 4 wins, 22 draws, and 6 losses. If I'm correct.
You sure?
I think I could be wrong.
Let me check the table.
I could be wrong. Let me check the standings as well. I have
22 draw sounds entirely.
Yeah. 4 wins, 6 draws, and 22 losses.
Okay, thank you. Okay, I was wrong. Thank you.
Yeah. So
come on, ref. Pick up catch the fucking puck.
22 losses. Yeesh. Well, yeah. I'm starting to tell you, they're gonna get relegated real soon.
Most definitely.
Yeah, and it could not come soon enough. All right, then, folks, we're gonna go ahead and head on out to the meat and potatoes of this show.
Yeah.
Time for something unconventional.
Yes.
Team check-in. How is your baseball team doing?
All right. We're not at 500, but we're doing we're having okay.
Decent.
I would say.
I know where this is going.
Yeah, it's a good thing we're in the NL Central. We lost 3 straight, but we're 2 games behind the Cubs.
And I have a feeling the Orioles are doing what they usually do, playing kind of okay, but also bad.
Well, you're only 2. That's why I say you're only 2.5 games behind the Yankees in the AL East.
Thank God we don't suck that badly.
Yes. But before we continue, for those in the comments in the live chat, who mostly Cody Hagen, who's wondering why me, Brandon, and Zach has the number 42 on our users, is because today is a special day in the MLB world, as today marks Jackie Robinson Day.
Yes.
Oh shit! Hold on a minute. Let me change my thing.
Yes.
Yeah, might as well do that now.
Yeah. Let me just put this out. Yes, Sanchez, he'll be back shortly. Let me just point this out that yes, today was the day when Jackie Robinson broke the color barrier and started playing for the Brooklyn Dodgers.
The then Brooklyn Dodgers, and basically changed the landscape of pro sports forever. Because without him, basically pro sports would still be segregated.
Absolutely, and that's exactly what I put. When I posted the photo, I think it was Sports Illustrated, asked the question, which jersey is the most iconic number?
Simple
Dodgers.
enough. 42.
Dodgers.
Mm-hmm.
And oddly enough, MLB actually did. You remember quick question that their YouTube videos they decided to do a little deep dive on some odd history.
Mm-hmm.
Believe it or not, they actually did a video on numbers, and when they talked about Jackie Robinson's economy number 42, believe it or not, that wasn't actually his big number. He actually had many different numbers moving up from college, from high school to college, and even in the Negro Leagues.
Yeah, let me just point this out. Cody, if the Dodgers had stayed in Brooklyn and the Giants had stayed in New York, there wouldn't be the New York Mets.
And there wouldn't be a New York Yankees.
Well, it's still you New York Yankees because they're playing the American League.
You're getting it all fucked up.
Okay, fair enough. There wouldn't be a New York
Yankees. The Yankees would have been the solo team in that area because look at all the trash surrounding them.
Okay, yeah. If the Giants and the Dodgers. Yeah, the Giants and the Dodgers stayed in New York, the Yankees would have been having major trouble trying to find real estate.
Something tells me our Devils fan is completely frustrated.
High sticking Petty.
Spoken like a true fan. Just one of those days for the Devils.
Jackie Robinson's impact says a lot in the baseball world. And
we do have some injury news to report. First and foremost, we got some news from the WBC.
The World Baseball.
All rise!
Yeah, because ladies and gentlemen, Brandon can talk about this. The fields are set for next year's World Baseball Classic, and they go as follows.
Group A. Aaron Judge is going to lead the U.S. Team USA at the 2026 World Baseball Classics.
He will be the captain. For Team USA in the World Baseball Classic. But continuing on, here's what the young groups are going to be like for next year's World Baseball Classic. Starting with Group A. Charlie.
Maybe we'll get it up.
One minute left.
So I can. Okay. So Group A.
Gotta fix that.
It's going.
So far, Allen's holding his own. Still worries me.
Someone gonna start telling who's in the groups?
I got it. I got it. I got it pulled.
Both of them are just.
If I remember correctly, I know Puerto Rico is.
I'm getting it pulled up as well. It's taking. Yeah, here it is. Okay, so here it is. In Pool A, which is going to be played in San Juan, Puerto Rico, it's going to be Puerto Rico, Cuba, Canada, and Panama. With one of the qualifiers, which was help me out here on that one.
Let me go see.
They didn't add that. Wait, no, I got it. It's Colombia.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Pool B will be
Pool
B, which will be played in Houston, Texas, at the AC unit. Yes, I said that. Which will consist of the United States, Mexico, Italy, Great Britain, and Brazil. Pool C, which will be played in Tokyo, Japan, possibly at the Tokyo Dome. Which will
it is going to be at the Tokyo Dome.
That's what I figured. I'm trying to get all these pools out correctly because these damn.
I got it. Hold
on.
I got it. So Pool A, as you mentioned, it's Cuba, Panama, Canada, Cuba, and Puerto Rico.
Yep.
Group B, it's the United States, Mexico, Italy, Great Britain, and Brazil.
Which I said Group A is going to be at San Juan, Puerto Rico. Group B is going to be in Houston, Texas. Group C is at
the Tokyo Dome.
In Tokyo, Japan?
It's going to be at the Tokyo Dome in Tokyo, Japan. It's going to be the Czech Republic, Korea, Australia, the Chinese Taipei and the reigning champion Japan.
Yeah, that's all. Yeah, that's what I was trying to figure out. It was Chinese Taipei who punched their tickets. And rounding out the fools in Pool D in Miami at Lone Depot Park. I know you'll find the final. You give me the last qualifier. It'll be Venezuela, the Dominican Republic, who some tells me they're going to be on. They're going to be on an emotional roller coaster after what happened to them. The Netherlands, Israel, and
Nicaragua.
Those are your 20 teams heading into next year's World Baseball Classic.
And
good. So Japan can win this again.
I mean, we'll see.
We'll see. Have you seen what Japan has been doing to us? Let alone every other country.
I've seen it, but they just did that because if you recall,
Hagen.
back in the 20s.
Hagen, you did not make me crash out.
At 23 WBC, if I remember correctly,
Daddy,
we actually beat Japan.
Oh wow, we can actually beat Japan.
Yeah.
Wow, a miracle.
Anyways,
now, hold on, gentlemen, because like I was trying to bring up, we do have some injury news to report. First and foremost, I know Brandon probably might not like this news. Jose Siri is headed to the IL with a broken leg.
Yikes!
Ow!
That's not the worst of it.
He's not the only one that's going to be going to General Hospital on IL. Yankees Marcus Stroman's going on IL due to knee inflammation.
I'd like to give you a question. Who holds the Devils franchise record for the most games played in a single season?
Tough call.
That's a good question.
I don't know.
It sounds like something you should look up. Well,
It's either Scott Niedermeyer or Martin Brodeur.
You said most games played.
It's got to be
in a single season. Yes, from the Devils.
It's got to be Brodeur. It's got to be Brodeur. Oh, why didn't I do this? But going back to General Hospital, as I said, Marcus Stroman's going to be out due to knee inflammation.
But it could be wrong.
The
ankle or Kodelsky.
Now, Dodgers legend Manny Mota. He suffered a stroke. Monday night.
Is it a heat stroke or is it just a regular stroke?
I didn't go into full detail. Just say he suffered a stroke.
This I think he's winning these face-offs. That's scary. No, Devils have it.
That's true. That's true. Hopefully, we can hope for the best. Hope that he'll get better. Also, Pirates are sending Eddie Rodriguez.
Yeah, you got it.
With a lacerated index finger.
Ow! Cut on his index finger. Not fun.
Yeah. Oh, jeez. So, this is the 2025 MLB season, folks, and already we're seeing folks heading on out to the to General Hospital.
Yeah. Also, I will say this: I'm going to get back to the WBC for a second. We do actually have the official dates of when this whole shindig will get started, and it will start. And it will start on March the 5th in Tokyo with Pool C, and it will end on March the 17th in Miami at Lone Depot Park.
Okay, then. That's good to know. It should be very interesting next year for anyone that's interested in catching the WBC because, there are some good games on there. During the pool play, there'd be some tough competition. So, just on the wish you the best of luck. Anyway, let's go ahead and head on out to the schools tonight.
Yeah, we do have some. We already got some games already underway, and we already got some runs already scored as we speak.
Yes, as a matter of fact, over at the Steelers.
Whoa, hold on a minute. Sorry about that update. Blackhawks 2-1 over the Sens.
Oof.
We do have, like I said, at the 3 over in Miami at the scene of the Queen. At the 3, Diamondbacks lead the Marlins 5-1.
Oh boy,
feels like it. In fact, going on over at PNC Park, top of the fifth, Washington leads the Nationals lead the Pirates 1-0.
Bottom of the second over at Steinbrenner Field. Bottom of the second over at Steinbrenner Field. The Red Sox lead the Rays 3-1.
Actually, it just ended in the second. Believe it or not, it is still 3-1 Red Sox.
Bottom of the third over in Cincinnati. We're tied at 2 apiece between Mariners and the Reds.
Top of the fourth over at Citizens Bank. Giants at the bank.
Oh fuck! They got another penalty.
Phillies lead them 2-0 over the Phillies lead 2-0 over the Giants.
Also, the top of the third. It is.
I didn't know.
It is scoreless, but things probably might change because
it already did change over at the Bronx. KC strikes blood first. Strikes blood first with a MJ Melendez bomb to deep center, 448 feet straight to the Yankees.
Cross-checking.
Also over at the 2 over in Toronto, the Braves lead the Blue Jays 1-0.
Please.
Yep, and also at Orioles Park at Camden Yards. Top of the third, scoreless between the Orioles and the Guardians.
Two games that just got started. Over at Target Field in Minnesota, the Mets and Twins are facing off.
And it just got started as well over at the brewery, also known as American Family Field. The Brewers and the Tigers have just started throwing fists.
And
BRERY.
Also, the game just got started in Chicago at Wright Field between the Athletics and the White Sox.
Carter, just call it Comiskey Park. It just makes it easier for all of us.
Also,
Field.
Yeah, hey, now blame the White Sox. They're the ones that decided to go along with the company when they dropped guaranteed.
I do want to ask, what are they rating? Are they rating their team? Because it's a 1-star at this point.
Almost half star.
Okay, then this ain't okay. Easy, gentlemen. This ain't yep.
Fair enough. Anyways, coming up
over in St. Louis.
I was just about to do this. You know I'm contractually obligated. Coming up in a few minutes over at a Busch Stadium. The Astros making a trip to St. Louis to take on the Cardinals.
I swear, if we get sued by Anheuser-Busch, it's going to have your name on it. Over at Globe Life Field, we have the Angels and the Rangers. We hold on for a second. We'll come back to the games in just a minute because the Angels are in hot water.
Oh, they are in deep water.
What did they do this time?
Oh, it's not just the team; it's the owner. Because let's just say the city of Anaheim is pissed at them.
I have to know. Oh, I have to know.
Yeah, here's the story. Because once again, I got to tip my hat out to Brody Brazil for breaking this story. Anaheim, since Anaheim is the landlord of Angel Stadium, apparently when they was doing audits, they discovered that the Angels haven't been allowed the city of Anaheim to do inspections on the stadium.
Yep.
What? I'm confused.
Yeah, here's the thing.
Meaning that the stadium could be liable for safety hazards.
Okay, like what?
But the city of Anaheim, here's the thing, Jose. The city of Anaheim, they own Angel Stadium.
Yeah, because they fronted up most of the money to build Anaheim Stadium when it was first built back in, I think, the 70s?
60s.
Oh, 60s. Thank you. Back in the 60s.
Now, here's the thing, and here's the point I'm trying to get to. Since the city of Anaheim is the landlords to the stadium, it's their responsibility to make sure that it stays upkeep. But how can they manage to keep the stadium upkeep if the team doesn't allow the city to do the inspections?
Wait a minute. Hold on a minute. Wait. So let me get this straight. Right? Hold on.
Yeah, it's
So,
time to click.
You mean to tell me that Artie Moreno is telling the staff to close the doors on like a day of an inspection or something provided by the city?
Yes.
Oh my fucking god!
If we had the soundboard for for the South Park, what's the one? We Sell Gold thing, we would be playing it right now.
I'm gonna go get it right now. Hold on.
Oh jeez. Nice work giving the idea, fellas. Nice work. But
hey, blame Artie Moreno and his somewhat infinite wisdom.
Let me just put it this way, because it's like I stay in an apartment, and since I rented the apartment and I pay my rent every month, the landlord has to do inspections to make sure that everything is okay and topsy-turvy.
On the up and up, basically.
Yes. That'd be like if the landlord come and tell me we need to do an inspection, and I go like, how about no?
Yeah, basically, you're just basically violating the lease, man.
Mm-hmm. See, and I think that's what the story is alluding to. What the story is alluding to, this is how come the Angels are in hot water. First of all, I started with the mayor requesting that the team go back to being the Anaheim Angels instead of being the Los Angeles Angels.
By the way, update end of the first period 1-1.
Okay, they just want to go back to being the Anaheim Angels. But anyway, that's beside the point. So Artie Moreno, boy, good Lord God Almighty, this team just hasn't been the same since he bought this team.
No shit.
Yeah, so it's just a simple head scratcher. And because remember the Angels, they wanted to buy the stadium, and so that they could, maybe they want to buy the land around it so they could get money out of it. Turns out that was like a scandal.
How's that working out for you there, buddy?
Yeah, well, it turns out that was a scandal, and it ended up sending the former mayor to jail. So, eesh. I just go show you never know what's going on in this case.
Oh God, he got it.
Yes.
Cut.
All right, cut it. All right, we're good.
You can cut it off now.
We got it.
Hey boys, it's been good, but I'm actually gonna head out. I gotta go have a meeting with another call booker friend of mine. Baker, I will see you later in the WSX Discord. Maybe a little golf if you're up to it.
Hey, yeah, I'll see you in a bit, man. We'll get ready for NXT. I'll talk to you later, buddy.
We hope to see you next week, Zach.
See ya.
Now, let me go ahead and get through the scores. Later on over at Petco Park, we got the Cubs and the Padres.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Let me just ask. Hold on, wait a minute. Let me just bring this up. Look at how good the Padres have been going so far.
Most definitely. Definitely. The fruits of their off season is starting to show some little bit of bloom right here.
Yeah. Also, let me just bring this up. They are 11-0 at home.
Oh, they are enjoying the fruits of some good old home cooking. You know what I'm saying?
They are starting strong, at which they need to be, because number one, they just got back Tatis Jr. and
Tatis has got that itch, and it is one of those itches you can't scratch away.
Yeah, they're trying to stay far. They're trying to stay ahead of the Dodgers that they can help it. Oh, speaking of the Dodgers, they got
the Rockies. You know what's going to happen there.
Yeah, later on tonight at Dodger Stadium, they're going to face off against a team in which, for some odd reason, they just don't care. The Colorado Rockies.
AKA the Colorado Drunkies. By the way, earlier this week, has just dropped their City Connect unis.
Oh, boy.
And good God, they look horrible.
Yeah. If we have it
If
here,
anybody's
you
ever
for
getting
yourself.
late 90s vibes, I don't blame
you
you.
get the City Connect for the Rockies?
Don't give me a minute. My laptop's dying.
Oh, Jesus.
Do you have a charger on you?
Yeah, I plugged it in.
Yeah,
Good.
I just want to bring this up.
And put it underneath my thing.
Yeah, I just want to bring this up because that jersey looked like as if remember that? You remember that? I think it was the '90s or early 2000s cartoon, Denver, the Last Dinosaur.
I think I heard it. Yeah.
Oh,
that.
Yeah.
Oh God! It's like I was thinking more Taco Bell.
Yeah, I was about to say that jersey kind of looks like the end result of eating at Taco Bell.
Look at what is that?
Yeah, it is horrible. Here's what they said. Here's what they said about this thing. It's called the Colors of Colorado, and it says it's on both sides. On one side, it says trailblazing our future. A new day is upon us. The path ahead may be uncharted, but it promises a vibrant, bold new future. If we forge forward together, it's time for the dawn of a new day.
No, stop right there. No, stop. I want you to look at that and you tell me there's a future coming at you.
Point in the other direction, Jose.
There we go.
No, you move to the other direction.
Yeah, reverse.
There you go.
You look at that and you tell me that's a future.
Dog, that looks like a WrestleMania logo that had water splattered all over it.
That shit looked disgusting.
Yeah, it is bad. They even have patches
that they got
on.
That? And also, I didn't know they were trying to replicate the Phoenix Suns logo right in the little thing right there. I don't know about that.
Yeah, they tried to replicate.
Whoa, wait a minute! They even used the same colors.
Yeah, they tried to replicate the famed Phoenix Suns jersey of the '90s, but they failed miserably.
Do they really deserve the dirt? Come on.
Yeah, and they even have patches they're going to have down there. One of them is saying baseball at altitude in Denver, Colorado, and they got the mile high altitude of 5280. Yeah. And the other one is just their whatever it is, DEN with the Rocky logo.
Denver.
It's Denver.
Well, just DEN.
That's acronym. 3 letters in Denver. That's the airport. That's the airport signal.
Okay, signal.
Oh yeah, Denver International.
They got it. Yeah. And it says they're the first team to debut a City Connect that's a pullover jersey.
Jeez. This is the kind of jersey that makes you want to throw into a garbage can of fire. Ugh.
Definitely. It's horrible. By the way, this is coming out to the day when not too long ago the Giants dropped their City Connect and it looked fucking amazing.
Oh, come on now. Okay, now we're just comparing apples to onions. Come on.
Fair enough. When the Giants dropped their City Connect, it looked amazing. When my Astros dropped their City Connect, it looked awesome. But this looks disgusting.
Okay. That's enough.
I'm not gonna lie to you before we move on from this. Actually, the Giants jersey. This is basically their entire franchise in a nutshell.
We're going to go ahead and move on before we all sound like as if we all audition to be Tim Gunn from Project One Way.
Fair enough. Let's stop here. But nonetheless, we got still some good action. Good action on both on the diamond and on the ice, and on the courts as well tonight as well.
Absolutely. Yeah. And on that note, we're gonna go ahead and head on off to.
Is the cat okay?
If the cat's fine. Now,
we do have some big news to talk about because over the weekend we had an annual tradition happen in Augusta, Georgia.
What a Masters!
Oh, it was a Masters that honestly should help reignite some popularity into the world of the PGA.
Well, not too many people. Still don't care about golf. But
fair.
Roy McIlroy, you got to
tip your cap. After 10 years of not winning a major, finally captures his white whale and wins his very first Masters and becomes just the 6th player in PGA Tour history to complete the Grand Slam. First time since Tiger Woods just 25 years ago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's
and believe it or not, it came down to a playoff on the final day because it was so tight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you just gotta tip your hat off to him. He played very, very well. What a Masters. And like I said, it did go to the playoff. And you know what? This how tradition Augusta National is, because last year's winner had to give this year's winner the green jacket and have him put it on.
Augusta is steeped in tradition. They even have unwritten rules, believe it or not, at Augusta National. One of the big rules is that you can't, like we talked about this last week, you can't bring your phone to Augusta National. You got to keep it in your car before you even get on the grounds.
Mm-hmm.
Another rule is that there's no running to your spots. And believe it or not, they actually are strict on this. The second you put down you can't bring your own folding chair. The second you bring down your master's chair, your name's on that's your spot. No one's going to take it. No one's going to keep it. No one's going to steal from it. That's your spot, no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, it was like we said, it was a great Masters. Like I said, not too many people care about golf, but good performance from Roy McIlroy from over the weekend.
Congrats most definitely. Congratulations to him finally winning the Masters tournament, joining an elite list of Hall of Famers and legends. Now hopefully we'll continue this momentum heading into the next tournament, and we'll see what happens as we continue down the circus, and as we continue on, and it's gonna be I'm
going to go ahead and bring up the scores while you're stammering your words.
You know what? I actually have something. What did we learn tonight? After 170 episodes, I still can't get my mouth to stop acting like a damn engine.
Okay. Oh, boy.
Don't worry, Jacob. I don't think you're an engine. You're more like a cappuccino maker.
I'll find a rev motor for you if you start riding your jaw or something.
Let's put it this way. At least Jacob is not like my aunt who always hops on a menstrual cycle. And once it's all over.
Whoa, hold on, man. Is that true?
Big bitch.
Is that true? Actually,
I had to do it.
You're not that Jeff Dunham joke.
Jeff Dunham and Walter.
I love that dude.
I'll put him back. I love that, buddy.
Let me go ahead and run through some scores real quick before we turn out the lights. Over at the playing game, the Magic are leading the Hawks 21-15 in the first quarter.
Well, it just got started, so.
Yep. So Orlando, well, I know it's early, but they can hold on. Boston will be awaiting them, while Atlanta will go on to play in Friday's playing game for the number 8 seed. Grizzlies and Warriors coming up later on this evening.
What is it, Friday or is it going to be Is it going to be Saturday? I can't remember.
Friday.
Okay, thank you.
The games. Yeah, the playing for the 8th seed will be on Friday.
Thank you.
Now over on the ice, I know a whole lot of teams are watching this closely. First and foremost, the Lightning are leading the Panthers in the first period, 1-0. As Jose brought up by his reaction, after the first period, we're tied at 1 apiece between the Devils and the Bruins. Also, we're scoreless between the Maple Leafs and the Sabres. The Blackhawks lead the Senators out of the first period 2-1. And we're scoreless after the first period between the Blue Jackets and the Flyers.
Ooh, tight game. Remember, it's must win for Columbus.
Yes. Also in the first period, the Capitals lead the Islanders 1-0. And as you brought up, Jacob, this is a must-win situation. Columbus has to beat Philadelphia in regulation in order to stay in the playoff hunt.
Yeah, they can't do it. They can't do it in an overtime or a shootout because it will null it.
Yeah, if this game goes into overtime, Montreal's going to the playoffs.
Yeah, it'll be null and void, man.
Yeah, so that's all there is to it. Of course, we said coming up later on this evening, Fatman talks about getting ready to drop between the Ducks and the Wild. Coming up later on this evening, we got the Golden Knights and the Flames, and we got the Kings and the Kraken. Also, Puck's about to get ready to drop in a few minutes over the USS Enterprise between the Hockey Club and the Blues. So the NHL's playoff spots could be decided tonight.
Yep, we will be getting those final 3 tickets punched in, and for the rest, and for the others, well, unfortunately, there will be an Uber waiting for you. So come by next. So safe to say, all hands on deck, boys. The train will be departing soon, and I will need all the help we can get.
Yeah, and always remember in the NBA playoffs, always remember the 3 golden rules.
Stay with me, loud and proud. Thank you very much.
Now, it relates to like to see subscribe to our channel, like this video, share this video. Let's now go. Hit the bell so that you know whenever we stream. I want to thank Gerd. I also want to thank Zach for joining us here this evening. Fellas, here we are, folks. The NBA play-in tournament is about to get underway. Actually, it's underway even as we speak. The NHL season is coming to a close on Thursday. So, pretty much bet the Stanley Cup playoffs and the NBA playoffs about to get ready to hit full swing next week.
In fact, the NBA playoffs is going to be kicking off on Mania weekend, believe it or not.
Yes, Saturday.
All right. That's right now. I'm still currently watching the Bruins Jersey game. Still 1-1. And I'm gonna be honest with you because you can put the camera on if you want right now. Because Mike's too far away. Let me go bring that over here. Hello, people. Anyways, I've seen the penalty kill game. Devils when they had 2 penalties, and okay, it's good, but I still feel like that there's a caveat to this. I know there is. Because there's no way we made it to the playoffs without some type of bullshit happening. If it wasn't bullshit, then something's going to happen. There's just no doubt about it.
Well, let's just look at it this way: how the Devils got into the playoffs, like Evan said, duct tape, whole lot of prayers.
Because I'll tell you what, we sure as hell don't have a. Yep, because I'll tell you this right now. We sure as hell do not have a gun. We are not armed. We are not armed at all. And if we did, it was a BB gun. That's about it.
So how many games do you think the Devils going to win against Carolina?
1 game before Carolina's like, all right, let's go then.
All this for a drop. They're gonna pull a Thor. They're gonna pull a Thanos. There, all this for a drop of blood.
Okay, let me go ahead and bring this up.
Yeah.
The playoffs, like we said, the playoffs begin Saturday in the NBA with the Bucks and the Pacers.
I know a lot of people's going to be watching that, but I know everybody else is going to be in Vegas, going to be watching WWE's grandest spectacle, which is WrestleMania 41.
Oh, this is before WrestleMania, Jacob. This game is at high noon Central.
I kind of figured.
Also,
I know
following
second
that game,
period's on the way.
Yeah, following that game, we got the Clippers and the Nuggets. That's at 3:30 Eastern, 2:30 Central.
Which is kind of figured because, like I said, Mania, they had to adjust the time.
Now, these 2 games go pretty much go head up with Mania itself. The Pistons going to play against the Knicks at MSG.
Boston struck. David Pasternak.
And later on, they're gonna have the Timberwolves and the Lakers. Now the play-in winners, they're gonna play, once it's all said and done and the seeds are taken care of, they'll play on Sunday. So that's all there is to it. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule joining us here this evening. Jacob, go ahead and take us home.
With pleasure. Thank you very much. Anyways, hard to believe it, man. We made it. 170 episodes. We're now 30 away from 200 episodes. We're on the road, boys. And speaking of on the road, gentlemen, the NBA playoffs are about to go into full swing. The train is about to go off the station, boys. I can already.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. I can almost hear the whistle about to go off because tonight the play-in is just begun, and once the play-in is done, there's no turning back.
Never will be.
Yes, indeed. And of course, on the NHL side, we're almost done. We got 3 nights to go. 3 nights to go, and 3 tickets remain till we got our 16 teams, and we're ready to start punching and galloping until somebody hoists Lord Stanley's Cup. And then, of course, on the MLB side, we're in month 2 on the march in October. And things are already starting to heat up. We're starting to see a lot of teams hitting on the ground, running hot and fast, while other teams are just starting out high and slow. And then, of course, we got the Colorado Rockies just stumbling, just drunk off their ass. Drunk off their ass. Then, of course, and safe to say, the sports world is about to get heating up because next Thursday is, of course, draft night, boys. And we will be getting ready for that as well to see who will be drafted for the 32 teams in the National Football League in the first round. Where will Shedeur Sanders be drafted? Where will Travis Hunter be drafted? What's going to happen in the class of 2025? But that's next week. Trust me when I say this, you don't want to miss that on it. If you like what you saw from episode 170, then do us all a favor. Not only subscribe to the VWU Sports Podcast channel, but like this video and share it across all social media platforms. That being, of course, Facebook, Twitter, and Blue Sky. We don't trust TikTok and Instagram for 2 reasons. Instagram is too toxic, even for us. And TikTok, well, that's TikTok for you. And you want to be notified when we go live for not only episode 171, but for draft night next Thursday, which is going to happen, like I said, every Tuesday, 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific on our YouTube channel. Then do us all a favor and hit the bell. And you'll be notified when we go live. Until then, we need to keep up with what's going on with the Stanley Cup playoffs, and we need to go see who's going to be punching their tickets for the play-in tournament. Until then, for our boys Jamal, Zach, and Gura, for our executive producer Jose, and for my boys Brandon and Carter, this is JB. We are signing off. We thank you so much for tuning in to episode 170. We will see you guys next week for episode 171 of the VW Sports Podcast.
Hold on, Jacob. One more thing.
What the hell?
Yep, we're on the road, boys. Didn't you? Hey, pay our respects to Willie Nelson. Why not? But until then, y'all stay safe and y'all have yourselves a good night, everybody.
Wait, is this a power play?